Comer announces they're ready to subpoena Hunter Biden, and the Department of Justice, Merrick Garland, crookedly announces that they're going to do an investigation on Hunter Biden using their inside man, David Weiss. I'll unpack all of this for you. It's a little complicated, but it's really good news for Trump once again. I'm Doug, and welcome to Doug in Exile. And you've responded by subscribing, so thank you for getting us up to over 200,000 subscribers. Here's the headlines. Just the news. Weiss appointed as Hunter Biden special counsel violates DOJ regulations. I'll give you a video clip on that from Greg Kelly at Newsmax in just a second. Hold on. Now here's Breitbart.com, a company I used to write for. Moderate Republicans sound the alarm on David Weiss's special counsel appointment. So they're not buying it. No one should buy this. It's a giant cover-up. If Merrick Garland can put David Weiss on this thing and say, hey, I'm not going to comment on an ongoing investigation. We've all heard that before. Karine Jean-Pierre does that. It's how anyone cannot talk about things where they're guilty. If they're not guilty, they don't appoint someone because they just go, hey, they're not guilty. If they know their client is guilty, they put them under investigation with their own guy, David Weiss. Garland did that. Merrick Garland puts David Weiss on this, and to try and make it go away, because then they can preserve Hunter Biden until after the election, because they want the Hunter Biden thing to be downplayed and go away. Here's Greg Kelly on David Weiss being appointed. He's already a government agent, so he's illegal. Alan Dershowitz said this too.
Qualifications for special counsel. The special counsel shall be selected from outside the United States government. The special counsel shall be selected from outside the United States government. David Weiss works for the United States government already.
So Merrick Garland flat out did something wrong already. He can't pick David Weiss. He's going to have to pick someone else. The Republicans are not going to be okay with this. But this is a huge, shocking development. Merrick Garland picking this special counsel. It's him, I believe, publicly admitting, I can't cover this thing up anymore. I have to start looking like I'm doing something about it. That shows weakness for the Democrats and strength for Trump's case. They said Hunter Biden on the hook. If Hunter Biden's on the hook, then Joe Biden's on the hook. And if Joe Biden's on the hook, then the Constitution says Joe Biden must be impeached. That's the basics of this whole thing. Now, to me, the biggest trouble right now for Trump is that Judge Tanya Chutkan. She is a donor to the Obama campaign. Obama appointed her. Jack Smith tried doing a gag order on Trump, keeping him from being able to talk about any of this, right? The overreach would be a point that Trump wouldn't even be able to campaign for himself, because as soon as he talked about Mike Pence, he'd be in breach, because Mike Pence is probably going to be a witness that they bring in on this whole Trump January 6th investigation. That's their goal. Their goal is to gag Trump, to take away his most powerful voice, which is his social media. It's the one thing the Democrats can't do anything about. They're like, we can't control this guy. He's king of messaging online. He's got a huge mouth. How do we stop it? That's what this Tanya Chutkan is trying to do. She said that he can't intimidate witnesses or prejudice potential jurors, and that he's not able to share sensitive evidence in the case with the public. I think it's reasonable to not be able to share sensitive evidence with the public. That's fine. But we all know the Democrats are going to leak all of the sensitive evidence against Trump to the public. So they don't care. This is pure politics, folks. Don't you worry. This is statecraft, and both sides are doing great. In fact, I would say normally Democrats just get away with this stuff, and the Republicans don't even bother fighting. And now the Republicans are awake and they're in the game. They realize this is for 2024. They realize guys like Comer will probably go to jail if Trump doesn't win. Given the retaliatory nature of Democrats and now the FBI, the Department of Justice, what makes James Comer think he's safe? What makes Jim Jordan think he's safe? What makes Rand Paul, as he goes after Fauci, think he's safe? If they don't get Trump in office, they're in trouble, because the Democrat machine is going to go into full retaliation mode. I believe this is what the entire 2024 campaign is about. I'm glad you guys are here. Thanks for subscribing. Lots more videos to come. Ring that bell. I'm Doug in Exile.